Hello and welcome to SharingSuccess.tv. My name is Jai Kai, your blogging host, and today we have a special guest here on SharingSuccess.tv, Maria Virtuoso. Now, Maria Virtuoso just won an amazing award as the Emerging 2009 Leader of the Year. So, Maria, can you tell me a little bit about this award that you won?
I was recognized by eWoman Network. I was up against some really amazing, inspiring women. The judging panel consists of 15 top women from the U.S., one of them being Lisa Ling. Not only did she recognize and she knows who I am, but I was the first woman to win in eWoman history unanimously, so I'm very proud of that.
Excellent. So you have a website, it's called FamilyEdmonton.com.
Yes.
And on that website, it's obviously very family oriented. So can you tell us just a little bit about what exactly the functionality and what Family Edmonton is about?
I'll give you three major things that were frustrations that I had. And these are questions that families ask all the time. Where do we go out for dinner? Where do we sign our child up for a sporting league? Where do we find, events going on in our city? What's going on this weekend? And these are the questions that every family always asks every day. And I had the same problem, so I decided to, instead of searching different search engines and looking at different websites, newspapers, radios, I decided to compile everything into one. So those questions are answered now.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And I know there's been a lot of talk about expanding because you're centered in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada here, but obviously being internationally recognized through the eWomen's Network, and especially since you were the top leader chosen out of there was 10 in the finalists, is that right?
There was 12 of us.
12 of you in the final, and you being number one. So that's obviously given you a lot of attention. There's been a lot of talk about FamilyEdmonton.com because you've recently won this award, and you've got this international recognition now. There's talk about expanding, right?
I'm based here out of Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And when I first started my website, I did a lot of research. There weren't too many websites like mine out there. And then as I continued to grow, other websites started emerging. And how I set myself different from the other ones is they have everything under one link. They're one domain name, one link. You click there, you click your area. And the problem with that is that you're not personable. You cannot know what's going on in Toronto unless you live in Toronto and keep up with it. So mine domain name is Family Edmonton. I'm opening up 4 more websites within the next 6 months, and that's for my surrounding areas. Family St. Albert, Family Shore Park, Family Parkland, Family Devon. I'll be opening up Family Calgary, Family Vancouver, Family Toronto. These women who will be building these sites will live there. They'll know what's going on. They'll know if the business goes under, how to update the site. It's just a way that we connect with our communities.
And that's an excellent key there, because like you said, you're building that personability, that personalized benefit to having your site located around the areas that you're in.
Exactly. If I'm living in Edmonton, I don't want to know what's going on in Calgary. When I visit Calgary, yes I do, but I don't want to read all about it all the time. And because of winning the Emerging Leader, I met a lot of fantastic women from the States. And they said they wanted to franchise my business over there. And I told them anybody can build a website, but it's the name and the concept that they're in love with. So now we're thinking about Family New Jersey, FamilyNewYork.com, and just keep it going from there.
And exactly. And so as a franchise, you can give someone who's living in those areas, for example, New York or New Jersey or Seattle, wherever you are, someone living in that area to look at purchasing the franchise, look at building up. It's like someone who's really passionate about the family life, what's going on in those cities. The couple questions I'd like to ask you: what success means to you, and if you could give us maybe 5 tips for success based on what you've done, what you've accomplished as an entrepreneur, as a woman entrepreneur, as far as creating your business, family-oriented business, web-oriented business, tying it all together, family, relationship, health. What are your 5 most important tips for success?
Rule number 1, get branded and get your name out there. I learned that really late. I think it hurt me a lot in the beginning, but once I understood that concept, it worked very well for me. So branding is number one.
Do you get your name out there through branding, or is there certain strategies that you use to get your name out there?
Once you give yourself a certain logo and a certain tagline, my tagline is connecting families with their communities.
Beautiful.
Then it's you can remember it easier. So branding is number one. Number two is have a roadmap, like we heard today, to success. If you know where you're going and you have certain stepping stones, then it's very easy to keep on line with that, because you
Right.
can get distracted so easily, and there's a million ideas that can be going through your head, and then before you know it, you're off track, and then you're wondering, why did I start this in the first place? So having a very good, not business plan, because they're kind of boring, but they're very good for you, but just a little roadmap.
I like to call them a
roadmap.
blueprint. So you almost like
Yes.
a blueprint
A
of
blueprint.
what you do, and you can always move around that blueprint. They're flexible.
Exactly. Number three is get the support from your family and friends first. If you don't, during the week I am a single mother of 2 children as my husband works away, and if I didn't have his support, this would not be possible, because it is a long process and it can be very frustrating, and it can hurt your family life if you don't have that support. Number four
Or
is join network groups. I cannot stress that enough. Getting out there and getting your name known and meeting other women and seeing what they do not only gives you inspiration, but it gives you connections as well. And number five is have me time. You need me time. I could explain all you need to know about business, but you need that me time, because you need to rejuvenate, you need to come back down and remember why you're doing this.
well said.
Thank you.
Very nice. So here we have it, Maria Virtuoso, again the 2009 Top Leader Award through eWomen's Networking Foundation. So again, Maria, thank you so much for being on our site today, our blogging site and our show.
Thank
And we will be doing an interview with Maria, a more full-length interview, an audio interview that you can download through our membership with her, and as well as Joanne Facing.
Joanne is, and the reason why I'm very passionate about eWomen Network and why I've mentioned it a couple of times throughout this is because it's really been a turning point in my business career. She's a executive managing director for our chapter, the Alberta chapter, and another very inspirational woman. Everybody has a story. It's just hearing what those people's stories.
And this again for eWomen's Networking Foundation. So we'll be delighted to have them, a 60-minute interview telling their stories to success, and they have excellent stories on how they got to where they are today as women entrepreneurs. So thank you.
Thank you.